Hi guys!
Welcome to the Scoop.
I am Noah Donish.
I am Mike Nagel.
I'm here to turn you babyface.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the 42nd edition of the Scoop, coming to you on my official channel. It's youtube.com/NoahMania. No Mike Nagel again this week. He's in the process of moving to Cleveland, but I do have a couple of very special guests joining us this week on the Scoop. I got some feedback yesterday. I got into it with somebody on Facebook claiming that this person refuses to come on the show. So I decided to have him on just to prove that the Smarks are wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being joined by none other than the owner. I just spit up everywhere. Than the owner of NoDQ.com, Mr. Aaron Rift. Let me turn him on here. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Noah.
Everyone's...
You really pulled one off today. You got me on the line, and you have another special guest here. I never thought you'd be able to pull this off, so I got to give you props. This is going to be the biggest edition of the Scoop ever.
True story. And what do you think about the person on Facebook yesterday that said you refused to come on the Scoop?
I come on the Scoop. I've been on before.
Yeah, every time I invite you, you say yes. It's just I try to save it for special occasions. Alright, so this is a very special occasion, though. I'm being joined also by none other than... Welcome, everyone, to the most consistent, profound, prolific, and dedicated pro wrestling vlogger on YouTube. None other than Mr. Seanzviewent Entertainment himself. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. It's an honor to be on here. You know, it's been a long time coming, and I gotta say, I think hell has frozen over now that I am here on the Scoop.
True
Definitely.
story. This show is being simulcast on youtube.com/NoahMania. It's being simulcast on NoDQ&AV and on Seanzviewent Entertainment. And as a I got a gift for you, Sean. I got a very special present for you. And since this is your first time being on the Scoop, hang on, let me take my microphone off for you.
This ought to
Just
be
for
good.
Sean, just for one day only, filming the Scoop. I am not wearing any pants.
Oh, good. There you go. Just don't expose yourself.
I thought I'd spare you all the X-rated version, though.
Please.
Just for today,
I can see you've been hitting the gym.
I have been, thank you. Just for today, I am not wearing any pants, just for Sean.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's very spectacular.
True. Thank you. That's what I'm told.
I'm telling you.
Noah's definitely in the big leagues now. He's got two
So far, I've been...
two WWE stars here, and Noah's the TNA talent getting elevated for once.
So far,
I do gotta say, I think this will get more ratings than TNA will ever do.
Oh, definitely.
So far on this episode of The Scoop, I've been told that I'm big league and I'm spectacular. So thank you so much. We got a tremendous show for you today. It's Friday. We're gonna cover some pro wrestling topics. One of the biggest topics today that came out was Hogans Beach, the restaurant, has closed down unexpectedly. It just shut its doors. What do you guys think about that?
I think that it's a sign that people are losing interest in Hulk Hogan, and people just aren't that interested in going to a restaurant/beach house, whatever it is. Is it a restaurant, or is it just, what is it exactly? I don't even know.
I think it's a restaurant club. They also like hosted events there. Like I saw on YouTube a video of like a really pathetic rave that was going on there.
I mean, usually those types of establishments don't last too long. I mean, how many people have restaurants that last for years? Not many. And if Hulk Hogan can't really make it work, it's going to be hard for pretty much anybody else to make it work.
Well, my whole thing...
I got to say, I just got to... Sorry to cut you off, but I think, obviously, the negative backlash that Hogan has, I'm sure that didn't help wonders for this establishment. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
Also, not to mention, if WWF New York couldn't really take off with the mainstream, how the fuck could you expect Hogan's Beach to take off?
Yeah, exactly.
WWF New York, in the middle of Times Square, one of the biggest tourist traps in the world, you have WWF with a restaurant there, and that failed.
Yeah, anytime you try to go outside wrestling too much, it tends not to work. And Hogan should have learned his lesson, because back in '95, I don't know if you guys remember, he had the Pasta Mania.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's look at it like this, too. If Hogan could not get it to TNA's ratings, if they couldn't get higher, how can Hulk Hogan help anything if he couldn't help TNA? It's just a bad thing all around, really.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the dress code there, and they're saying that the dress code even insinuated that Hogan was a racist because it was like turning away black people from the restaurant. Like they said that you couldn't wear your hat to the side, and made sure and call out you couldn't wear baggy pants. Like they were which I guess that's pretty true for most clubs and restaurants and establishments. They don't want you to dress like trash. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try calling Hogan's Beach because their website's down, but nobody's tried calling them. So I'm going to give them a call right now. The phone number is 813-281-8900. Let's give them a call and see what they say. I want to know the truth.
If they answer?
Miss Sarah, you guys open today?
Western Bay Harbor, Tampa. Located at
I won't be a mark about it.
Campbell Causeway.
Just be like, are you guys open today?
Extension,
Oh no, why not?
For Hogans Beach,
You should act like you have like a group of 20 people that are going to come in and spend thousands of dollars. You guys want to throw a big party.
Thank you for calling Hogans Beach. This is Karen speaking. How can I direct your call?
Are you guys open today?
Yes, we're open.
Oh, really? I read online you guys were closed. That's crazy because I was...
That seems to be the way. We were just changing over, and we still have a little bit left. So if you want to come see us for a little bit, you should.
Okay.
We got a little bit of time left.
Awesome. Cool. All right, thanks.
All right. Hope
Okay,
to
bye.
see you later. Bye-bye.
You heard it right there. The internet's full of shit. Hogan's Beach is open. You got the exclusive.
It's
on
like
the scoop.
TNA. It's
It's
like
like-
TNA. They report that it's going under, but they're still managing to survive. A little bit longer.
Thrive, right? I don't know about thriving, but
Speaking of racial issues, what do you guys think about WWE already trying to get back with Alberto Del Rio?
Go ahead, Sean. You first.
well, the guy's a good wrestler in my opinion, but I just could never get into Alberto Del Rio. I mean, you can talk about the booking, the creative behind it, but I don't know. I could never get into him, and I could care less if he returns or not. I don't know. I think they pretty much ruined him when they made him a babyface. And if he comes back, good. But if he doesn't come back, I won't lose sleep over it.
Yeah, I think that he could come back and maybe make somewhat of an impact, but I'm not really sure at this point. I think they pretty much ruined his character when they turned him face, and they split him from Ricardo. And in my opinion, that was a huge mistake. I mean, they botched his babyface turn right from the get-go when they had him run over Santa a week after he turned.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I agree with you.
I'm kind of with you guys on that. I think that splitting him up from Ricardo Rodriguez was like the biggest mistake they could possibly make. He was a great mouthpiece for him, I guess you could say. Got him some great heat, and also just some of the comedic interactions they had with each other just was entertaining to me. He's a good wrestler. I think that he falls into the category of people that get way over more in Mexico than they do in the United States. And I think this is a case of WWE is saying, holy shit, here's someone that's way over in Mexico. This is somebody that can make us some money when we go on tour down there. I don't necessarily think this is someone that they have any intent on pushing.
Right, and if that's
on
the
TV.
case, then there's really no point in bringing him back unless you're going to give him a major push. If you bring him back just to have him in the same role he was in before, then what's the point? You have so many other guys on your roster now. It just doesn't make much sense to bring him back unless you really want to boost up, your Hispanic viewership. But if you're not going to go all the way with him, you might as well not bring him back.
And
Well,
that's
it certainly
all,
won't.
That's all
It certainly won't raise the ratings on Raw. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
I don't think anything will at this point.
No, WWE is basically fucked until football season's over. That's really all it is. And I've said this week after week after week. Both of their two shows that are on cable TV are going literally head-to-head against Monday Night Football. At least on the East Coast. So that's not good news for WWE, and maybe that's a little more incentive for them to move it to Tuesday nights live.
Well, I don't think that's
cut down
going
on
to
the 3 hours.
Well, Jerry Lawler seems to disagree with you, Aaron.
What? Going live with SmackDown?
Yeah.
Won't make a difference. People don't care if it's taped or not. I know some people get mad about spoilers, but I think the ratings would be exactly the same whether it was taped or live.
I think it'll help their numbers going against football. Just at least a little bit.
I think what matters is it a good show or not?
No, it absolutely does matter if it's a good show or not. It looks like we lost Sean there for a second. Where did you go, Sean? We're having some technical.
I'm still here. Hold on. All right, I'm good. All right, back. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, cool. But I think that them go because what else is on TV Tuesdays? What do you guys watch on Tuesday nights?
Tell you the
Not
truth.
wrestling.
What?
I don't watch a hell of a lot of TV. The only time I watch TV actually is when Raw is on, and sometimes that's hard to do.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, people are watching less television now that you have Netflix and Hulu and all these other services. I mean, that is a factor, but I do think it's somewhat of an excuse as well. I think that the night doesn't matter. I think what matters is if the show is worth watching or not. People are watching it. The ratings have actually dropped since the move to Thursdays, and they thought going to Thursdays would be better than being on Fridays. They thought, Fridays, people go out and do things on Friday night, and that was their excuse. They moved to Thursday, and the ratings actually went down. So what does that tell you?
Well, if SmackDown was like it was back in like '99 to like 2003 or 4, it would be a hell of a lot better. But SmackDown is a former shell of itself.
Exactly. SmackDown in its early run was on Thursday nights, and the ratings were high even during football season.
Yep. So was Monday Night Raw during the Attitude Era. It didn't matter what was on football or whatever. Raw's ratings did not go to this of a low and decline. It's really sad because you see these numbers and it's like, where did that portion of the audience go? Either they grew up and they said, okay, I'm sick and tired of this, or you don't have the personalities like Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Mick Foley. There's just so many variables that go into it these days.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem because you have television characters that get stale after a while. John Cena's been around for over 10 years now on top. Same thing with Randy Orton. They haven't really created a new Stone Cold or a new Rock or a new John Cena. They just haven't done it. And that's a major problem.
The thing is, they're not taking chances.
Exactly.
Hey, Sean, do you have one of those cameras that like follow your face?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what the hell this thing. Wherever
it's one of those Logitech cameras. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah, actually, I do like it. It's a nice effect.
Yeah, I know you can shut that off, but that's kind of cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like follows your face around, zooms.
I can never be hidden, so that's all right.
Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah, I mean, there you go. I really do think that SmackDown needs to get off Thursday nights, though. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking by it.
And there needs to be a good reason to tune in.
Yeah, and I think them moving to USA Network would help also because really I don't think sci-fi is a good fit for WWE. And I think that is at least in some small part impacting the ratings. They need to get on USA Network and maybe market it, like brand it, back-to-back days of wrestling, Monday and Tuesday. That would be kind of cool.
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe having it on Tuesday nights and then you shoot an angle on Raw and then people tune in the next night to see the follow-up.
Yeah, it doesn't give people time to forget about it or think of other things they need to do or watch football. So, I mean, Tuesday nights is like an ideal night to watch wrestling for that reason. What the fuck is going on? I mean, besides baseball playoffs, there's really nothing else going on this time of year.
Well, I did read a report a few weeks back that the WWE will be doing the storylines will be more consistent when SmackDown does move to the USA Network, so that's a good thing. So right now, all we're seeing, my major problem, we can talk about all the problems that are plaguing WWE, but my major problem is they don't give us a reason to tune in the next week. That's my biggest problem. If you miss 4 weeks of Raw, you're not missing shit.
Yeah, there's no cliffhangers or anything like that. And really, you could just watch the pay-per-views on the network and watch the video packages building up the show. You could miss a whole month of Raw and not really miss much.
Yep. Yeah. The thing is, all the shows, they're all the same. There's no distinctive logic going on here. There's no continuity. There's just so many things missing from the current brand. Wrestling should be evolving in 2015, but instead it's taking a step backwards.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as it was almost 10 years ago. Not much has changed at all. It's the same format, same set, same everything, same characters.
Kane being conflicted on whether or not to wear the mask. Is Big Show a babyface or a heel?
That's been going on for like 2 decades now.
Is Triple H and Stephanie going to cut a 30-minute promo?
You mean the Big Show's still there? Holy crap.
Kane's still there. Mark Henry's still there.
Hey, Mark Henry wants out. That was another interesting thing that I read, that Vince basically had to beg him to sign another contract.
Why?
So you didn't read that? Steve
I know, I
Carrier
did.
posted on your
I
website.
did. I'm saying why? Why bother keeping him around?
Yeah, why?
No bet.
I mean, I will admit, Mark Henry's run in 2011 as world champion was pretty good, but that's as high as he'll ever go.
That was 4 years ago. He's 4 years older now,
Yep.
and he's
Yep.
morbidly he can't be in the best health.
No.
He really can't. And here's a guy that he must be making a pretty decent downside guarantee for not having to do any work.
Oh,
Just sit
definitely.
backstage and twiddle his thumbs.
Exactly. The other
Or become a
interesting,
jobber.
yeah. Just make him sexual chocolate again for at least one night.
Might as well.
But I saw an interesting interview. Speaking of SmackDown moving to Tuesdays and going live, Jerry Lawler was interviewed at Comic-Con by Scott Yeager from The Sound magazine, and it was about an 8-minute interview, and it was actually pretty interesting. I watched it today. It was definitely the most interesting wrestler interview that I've seen on YouTube. There's other people that like to dress up in really retarded shirts and give themselves phony stage names and interview wrestlers, but this is bar none one of the better interviews I've seen. I'm just throwing that out there. You can take that for what it's worth. This was a good interview.
No, I saw it. I thought that Lawler came off really well in it. I mean, he seemed like he was more excited about doing that interview than calling an episode of SmackDown.
Oh, definitely. He was more excited about that interview than Jake the Snake Roberts was excited about a recent interview he was in. I'm saying no more, Aaron. Don't worry. I'm saying no more.
Okay. Not sure what you're talking about, but it's all right.
Go back and Google it. So this interview was actually kind of interesting. He touched on a few topics, like typical Jerry Lawler interview. They talked about Andy Kaufman. He asked Lawler about what's his name from One Wrestling, Bill Apter. He asked about Bill Apter, and a thing that Bill Apter spread around that Bill Apter was personally responsible for the Andy Kaufman Jerry Lawler storyline. And then Lawler was trying to pull a swerve, like, what the fuck? Bill Apter said that he was the reason why that we met each other. And then he was like, yes, that's absolutely true, because Vince Sr. shot down the idea of Kaufman wrestling women in the WWF in the 70s. And so Bill Apter actually was eavesdropping on the conversation and immediately called up Lawler and set them up together. And so that was a kind of a cool little fact I didn't know. And a couple of other interesting details, and this kind of goes in what we were talking about. Yeah, SmackDown, they're highly considering making SmackDown live and moving it to Tuesday. Well, they didn't say move it to Tuesdays, but that's the logical thing, because they're going to have Raw Monday and then Tuesday they either tape SmackDown or make it live. It would make no sense for them to go live on Fridays. That would cost them so much money and travel. But so Tuesday would be the logical move. So he said it's a very good possibility that in the near future SmackDown may be live, and that would obviously happen after they transition to USA. And also he mentioned a funny little question that the interview asked Lawler is, would he get in more trouble for saying the word puppies or saying the word wrestler? And Lawler, of course, said puppies would get him in more trouble.
Yes,
and then that
because they're politically correct. Yeah.
Yes, that segued into the conversation of, okay, is it because they're PG? And Lawler actually said, no, they're not actually shooting for the PG rating. They're shooting to not piss off women.
Right, and that makes sense.
Yeah. I could see the logic in that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and ultimately, when your biggest sponsors are places like Kmart that are making and distributing your toys and your children's clothing, who's the person that's going to be going to those stores and opening their wallet to buy it? It's going to be moms.
Exactly. Yep.
It's going to be moms, period.
I noticed he had another girlfriend. Is that a different girlfriend from when he had the heart attack?
I don't know, but he did.
What's that, his 100th girlfriend by now, or?
He did mention, though, about he stays looking like he's in his 40s by having a young girlfriend. And I'm sorry, I guess that's my only complaint, that Scott Yeager is kind of kissing Lawler's ass. No, he does not look like he's in his 40s. He looks like he's in his late 50s.
Or 60s.
Or 60s, yeah.
Which, to be fair, he's been through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, he's been through a lot. But anyway. What else you guys got to talk about? Is there anything else interesting you guys want to bring up?
Been a really slow couple weeks in the wrestling business. We have Hell in a Cell coming up, but besides that, not a lot going on. We had TNA Bound for Glory a couple weeks ago. They're doing the World Series, which, you know, is the best they can come up with since they were not able to tape new television due to not having the money to do it. And, you know, they're relying on footage they shot a couple months ago, which is just pretty sad.
Here's one last good topic. Sting actually revealed into documentary Into the Light the reason he lost to WrestleMania 31 to Triple H at WrestleMania 31 was because he thought that was going to be his last match, and going out on his back is the right thing to do. And I kind of take exception to that. And yeah, he's Sting. He's a legend. I don't know if he was being honest or if he was being disingenuous by saying this, but I take exception with that because when you're a veteran and you're looking to be in a retirement match and go out on your back to somebody, in my opinion, you should either go out on your back to somebody that's either the present of the wrestling business or the future of the wrestling business.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that, Noah, because yeah, it makes sense if Sting was wrestling somebody like Seth Rollins. It makes perfect sense to put over somebody like a Seth Rollins, but you're putting over Triple H, a guy who's not even wrestling that often. When he does, it's maybe once a year at the most. To me, it just didn't make any sense. And if this was going to be his one and only match in WWE, it's a better feel-good moment for Sting fans for him to get a win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know how much truth was behind what Sting was saying. Like you said, who knows if that was concocted by, you know, upper management, someone else. But I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, I don't know, this isn't adding up to me. I don't know.
Are you zooming in on Marilyn Monroe? What the hell?
Well, I guess that makes sense because Playboy's not doing naked pictures anymore.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Well, it doesn't matter now since WWE's not working with him anymore. So.
Aww. I'm surprised Playboy even did business with WWE at all after that disgusting China spread.
Oh, that was
well, because they were able to get Tori and Sable. They made up for it.
Oh,
True. Yeah. But yeah, I just think that, to Aaron's point, it would have made more sense for like a Seth Rollins to go over, or even like a Daniel Bryan to go over, or somebody that would be considered the present or the future of the business. Based on that logic, why wouldn't Triple H go out on his back? Because he's like 45 years old. He's basically done in the business. Other than him wrestling The Rock at WrestleMania next year, there's really... I can't think of a single good scenario in which Triple H competes on WWE programming ever again.
Yeah.
Other than against The Rock. So why
the whole idea is to give Sting a spotlight, give him a chance to shine in WWE so he has an accomplishment, so Sting has a legacy. When he comes into WWE and just loses, it waters down his entire legacy that this wasn't really a guy that was as good as he claimed he was. You know what I'm saying?
And he may never wrestle again due to that injury in that match with Rollins, so we may never see him again.
Oh, he's going to wrestle again. He's going to wrestle one more time. I guarantee it. I'm gonna do my best Men's Warehouse imitation. I guarantee it. He's coming back one more match.
Guarantee it?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. So on that note, we talked about Sting. We talked about it all. Guys have any plugs?
Well, I think a few people out there know about NoDQ.com. You know, for those of you that don't, go check it out. And check out youtube.com/NoDQCAW. And check out Sean's View. He's got a lot of videos up there. And, of course, check out The Scoop with Noah Donish. He's trying to make a name for himself. This will be, no doubt, the highest rated edition in history. I'm fairly certain of that.
Well, let's let Sean speak for himself here. What do you want to say, Sean?
Well, I think a couple, 2-3 people know about Seanzviewent Entertainment on the internet. Very controversial. And any time that you want to get entertainment thrown into the mix, you got Seanzviewent Entertainment right here in the mix. In between, you got NoDQ, you got Aaron Rift. And, you know, this is history. The history is being made right now, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be definitely, in my opinion, probably one of the best episodes that I've ever had the opportunity of being on, because there's not too many shows I do go on, but when I do go on them, you know it's going to be spectacular. So that's exactly what you get with NoDQ and Seanzviewent Entertainment.
You know, I figured out the secret to your success. It's that Marilyn Monroe poster.
It's got to be. That's why I get the backdrop. There you go.
The boobs are hypnotizing. That's how you get 80,000 subs. Noah, you better take note. Get rid of the damn Undertaker poster and put up some boobs in the background. You'll get yourself 80,000 subs, and then you'll maybe get 1 million subs and be the king of internet media like you're trying to be.
Damn. True.
The king of swing, right?
King of Swing. All right.
Actually, you got. Wait a minute. Go back. You got like 2 eyes on that poster. Wait, back your head up. I want to see your poster. Yeah, it's kind of like boobs. You got. Whose face is that in the background?
That's Edge.
No, the 2 eyes on each side. The eye on each side.
No,
Who
that
is
was
that?
That was from Vengeance. Who did Edge?
2002.
Who is that? Who is that? The
that's
person in
Austin.
the background with the eyes. Is that
I think that's
Austin?
Stone Cold. Yep.
Are you sure? They never
Yeah, that's
fought.
Austin.
Oh, it is?
Yep, that's Stone Cold.
Oh.
I can tell.
Which pay-per-view is that?
Vengeance. It's WWE, so it must be in
It was,
2003.
2002.
You don't even know which pay-per-view it is, and you have the poster there.
Well, it's after May of 2002. I know that for a fact.
Do you just buy random posters and you don't know which year you're buying it? As it was a
guess.
bad pay-per-view. You're promoting a lousy pay-per-view. Maybe that's why you only have 700 subs.
Oh, fuck off. All right. Follow me on Twitter at Donish, Facebook.com/NoahDonish. My channel, YouTube.com/NoahMania. You can also catch it, www.noahmania.com. I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm going up to Apple Hill to get some pies and some apples and some pumpkins. So it's going to be a fun day for me tomorrow. So you won't find me on YouTube tomorrow, but check out Seanzviewent Entertainment. He does a lot of great stuff. This guy really, when he says that he's dedicated, believe me, he actually really is dedicated. He literally posts multiple videos every day. So I'm going to give him a shout out there like he really Okay, thank you for that, Sean. Thank you.
What's that? Oh, the boobs?
And then, of course, we have Aaron Rift. I'm also going to give a little shout-out. He's got another YouTube channel. It's called The Cat Diaries. There's some viral videos on there you might want to check out. Some funny stuff there. So he's not just a wrestling guy. He does other stuff also.
Yeah, cat hissing at Justin Bieber, among other.
That's
He's a
like his
jack of all
most...
trades.
Yep, exactly. Master of none with his Hawaiian shirt there.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so for Aaron Rift, the man who needs no nickname, for Mr. Excitement, the most consistent, dedicated, profound Mr. Seanzviewent Entertainment.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Congratulations, you got a baby on the way.
Yep, and it's going to be
congrats
awesome.
on that.
Thank you.
Congrats on that.
Yeah,
Means
good
a
luck.
lot.
All right,
Matter
King
of
of
fact,
Internet.
the baby shower going on tomorrow, so.
Awesome. I'm the King of Internet Media, Noah Donish, saying we're going to have Sean on again real soon. We're going to have Aaron on again real soon, so see you guys Monday for Mailbag Monday.